This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back. Welcome to Mzansi. We are back again.
Oh, that rooster.
It is Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. You know, couldn't have said it more than twice. Better than this. It is Friday, man. We are tired, but we are here. It has been happening. It has been a long day. It has been days that are difficult going through the things that are happening in this country. Shenanigans, indeed. But yet, I guess in South Africa you can almost find anything. There are people, I guess, people from the political party who are now defending the minister. Few of them. Very surprising, but not surprising at all. Now, I told this other day that I'm not surprised at all. You have to sing for your supper. What else can you do? It is happening, and we still remain on the right side. We still want to be judged by our kids and our grandkids that we took a right post, right decision of standing
beyond
with
the right
corruption
side of
exposure.
history.
So we're not going to harbor such. It cannot happen that we harbor a criminality and try to come up with excuses to say, but also this is what and what. We are not going to play what Zuma calls when he said, "You ask me he asked me in, I forgot how he put it, but we're not going to hide and try to point at small things, small issues. Big issues are that there are people who are suffering, maybe because of what other people are doing. And if that includes me as a person, then I've got to defend myself. Now, I don't care who gets to be stabbed, but I've got to defend myself. I mean, this, me meaning talking as a citizen. We're not done. We're still gonna hear. I mean, other people will come and testify for years. It does not matter. We still suffer and hear what we need to hear. The fact is, you cannot dodge the questions and not look like you're dodging them.
No.
You know, that's my opinion. But then, what can we say? I mean, it's the order of the day. Everything right now, everyone is in a position of deny. You know, even obvious things. Deny. You know, there is aguna, what do we call it? Agekosha numbers with no man. We have done enough. Maybe some of us need to step down and let other people rule. Let other people move this vehicle to a direction that maybe the country can benefit from. We have benefited. Maybe our pockets are so full now. I don't even know if they do get full, the pockets of these people. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Someone is reminding me. You ask me in Mindios, I answer in Mindios. Yeah, something like that. Yes, but that's basically what we are seeing at play, in my opinion, when it comes to the asking medios, I answer in medios. It just means that, you know, someone saying do not skip the ads. I know they're very irritating, but that's how we get to keep a light, guys. How do you think we get to keep a light and get to come back here? That's how. And by the way, there are people who are popping up, putting something on that bank. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate you. There's a bank that we put there that is rolling there. Those donations, we appreciate them. It doesn't matter how much. What matters is that there is something happening. Yes, it's scrolling there. The number is scrolling there. If you read, you'd see it. We don't need to advertise it all the time, but it's there for you to do whatever you want to do with it. And we appreciate that very much so, because that goes to the channel and it gets to keep us here. It's kind of, we are forced to be here, and we appreciate that, guys. God bless you.
Yeah, I find it difficult to let go of the Senzo Meyiwa trial. When I feel like, you know what, it's a bora manje or something, it's not that interesting anymore, there are more interesting stuff, I still find myself wanting to see what's going to happen at the end of this trial. I'm very curious, and now I'm more curious than ever with the defense presenting their case.
It can never bore you when it comes to people's life. I think that's the position that you take, because you are talking about people's life that potentially could be in a virtue of being ruined.
Yes.
So that's where you come from.
I think that's where I'm coming from.
So it becomes so difficult
and I will
to
listen,
let go.
no matter how tired I am. Even I don't know what drives me, Mr. Donovan. I don't know. But what I know is that I'm very interested to see the outcome. And on top of that, I want to know what is the fate of these men, these young men. Some of them were arrested very young. What is going to happen? So I can't let it go, which is why today I also listened to those that short proceedings of the 2 hours.
Yes.
But they had a lot of juice. They had a lot of sauce.
Before you start, you know what? You might not see the impact of what is currently happening on this case.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, there is an impact that perhaps if the defense can, through this mystery of things being turned upside down, if they can push their witnesses as fast as they can, then that makes things easier for them, because maybe a lot of people are occupied. Maybe a lot of powerful people who could, maybe they are occupied, just maybe. And that could help them. Lindy Opem, thank you very much. God bless you.
Play into their advantage.
Could play into their advantage. I think even now it is indeed playing to their advantage.
I hear you. So yes, this week has been Moses Bia giving his testimony, giving his side of the story as to what had happened to him from the day that he got arrested. And it has been difficult to go through this evidence. It's been highly emotional, So today, Baloyi stood in the morning to say that before Advocate Nxumalo would start with his cross-examination, they just wanted to comment about the procedure that was followed by Mr. Ramosepeli yesterday. He didn't raise an objection per se, but he said that initially Ramosepeli said it was a cross-examination, but it boiled down to eliciting new information that was not canvassed in evidence in chief from Advocate Nisi, and where Advocate Nisi had left off. He said, I don't think there's provision in the Criminal Procedure Act for such a process. That was asking questions and classification that turned out to be eliciting new information, to the extent that sometimes they'd be putting words in the witness's mouth. Ooh, accusations, Mr. Baloyi.
He is basically found in a position where he is compromised, in my opinion. The fact that he couldn't stand and object, it means that he finds it difficult to actually have an angle that would support his objections. To come and give such comments and try to siphon something from the judge. Can you do something?
Rescue me.
Can you? It's not It's not going to work. I think clearly the fact that he couldn't stand. It's not like he was absent. He was present
He
when
was
that
there.
thing, yeah.
Why was
so
he not
to come
objecting?
in the morning after maybe discussion or whatsoever that happened,
After
it was just
Ramusipili's
crazy.
dad.
But also the answer that Ramusipile gave, it was well deserving to say that he can do it. It is not disallowed. He is still gonna come and cross-examine, right?
Yes. Yes.
So there is nothing wrong with
What he did.
getting new information.
Well, he continued to say, Advocate Baloyi, that we just hope that it won't be the trend when other colleagues cross-examine. Cross-examination should be that nothing more. And we say this with the greatest of respect to Mr. Ramusipili, but we think that the procedure that was followed is not provided for in the Criminal Procedure Act. Ramusipili responded and said also, with the greatest respect to Advocate Baloyi, who is a seasoned prosecutor. Seasoned prosecutor. He says, I can go to the Criminal Procedure Act and the dictionary meaning of cross-examination. I can ask leading questions. I can elicit new information. I can ask the what, the where, and the who if I want. There's no prescript as to how to conduct cross-examination as long as it's not irrelevant, as long as I'm not badgering the witness, as long as I'm not putting improper prepositions to a witness that they never said, like the judge did yesterday before adjournment, something like that. It's just an example, e.g. Ramusipili then said that the bulk of the matters that he touched yesterday were elicited by Mnisi in evidence in chief. So if perhaps there is a vacuum that was left,
Yes.
he needs classification in cross-examination, then that's exactly what he'll do. So he is entitled to do the process that he undertook yesterday without any impropriety. So the judge said that he will note the comments from both of them. This is like pending, hanging.
Yeah, because it keeps things hanging. So
He's
that
hanging
so
a lot
that he
of things
comes
when
and
it
hang on
comes.
them.
How, but whom? Because this is gonna be used as a weapon at a later stage, Ankar. Can't you make a decision?
There is no ruling that he can come with that can support the state. So he's going to keep them as comments as such. Those were submissions that were made by Baloyi. So the deserving ruling was supposed to be given. But now they are kept now as some sort of comments.
Yeah. Ngumalo then said that his understanding is that as long as he elicits information that is within the four corners of the record, he's entitled to ask any questions to the witness.
Rightfully so.
So Advocate Ngumalo began his cross-examination of Muzisbi, accused number 1, and he started by asking him if he knew Mapisa on the 26th of October 2014. Sibia said yes, he did know him. And before they could continue with the cross-examination, Sibia was still bothered by yesterday being stopped to respond. All of the allegations and theories that the judge had placed on record. And when it was time for Sibia to respond, he just shushed him up and said, you don't have to respond. You don't have to respond with the hand. You don't have to respond.
Because he what he's insinuating is generally wrong. Is taking a certain direction to actually give an exit position to the states. It is wrong. That's why he doesn't want to have a record of it being answered where a judge is sounding already in doubt. Biased. So it makes it difficult that this man, but what should then be the case is that the defense should note that, because those are points that they are going to use to appeal this whole nonsensical that is going to happen in that court.
Please note everything, all of it. It's there, it's available. Note it and present it, because what are we witnessing as a nation? What is this? So Sibia then reminded the court of what was said yesterday and even said that they could respond. If they could respond, and if they wanted to respond, they could respond. He was merely reminding the judge that you actually gave me a chance to respond, and he said he'd like to respond. The judge interrupted him before he could even finish. He said, please, just correct me. I initially started by saying that if you want to answer, you may answer. If you don't, fine. But subsequently, I said you don't have to answer. You remember asking Ngumalo, asking everybody else, and not asking the person that he was addressing and casting aspersions to. So Ngumalo confirmed that he had it after the judge asked him if he remembered. He's not asking Sbia, no, he's asking Ngumalo, throwing him off guard because he knows Ngumalo can't disagree with him, right? Allegedly. Well, the judge then said at the end, I said I shouldn't ask if there's a reason for that. Then Ngumalo said, so he shouldn't respond, asking the judge. So Sbia must not respond. The judge said, no, because I don't want to make a finding. I just repeated what he said. That's all. No, actually, he didn't repeat what he said. He just twisted his testimony. He just twisted it. He gave a different version of what he had given in his own testimony. So you didn't repeat what he said. The part about him.
You know what was left was that, but my Lord, to leave it at that, then that makes, or in fact, it sounds like you have made a finding already. To leave it, to say that, to not answer.
It
sounds like you want to have this version that you were putting there, which is worrisome.
And Mnis is quiet. Mnis is quiet. He's not objecting, not doing anything. It's almost like the more Mnis stays quiet, the more he just entangles himself. It's quite a scene. It's quite a scene to observe.
It's bizarre.
Very bizarre.
As white people would say. It's very bizarre.
It's like he's entangling himself even more and more and more. I thought he would be done, but no. He was not done. He was not done. Later on, he will pull the same stunt. Let's go through it. So on this aspect,
Abdul saying that Sbia is a liar. He lied in his confession. He lied. He wasn't near the hostel. He had the cell phone. Yeah, Abdul. Yeah. How about the fact that SNAKHO was only shot on 2017? Abdul. How about that? And how about the fact that the only meeting that happened that might have since been around that place was in 2017? How about that? Which was that so-called party or meeting that did not include some of the accused there. How about that?
And Zungu is not a liar, right?
How about that, Abduli? How about that? 2017, something that happened in 2017, someone comes in your court and he testifies about it as if it's something that
2014.
happened in 2014. And the only thing you are worried about is that cell phone nonsensical thing. Considering what we are hearing from the big guns of the SAPS, I don't think you should be in a position to say that it is, and I mean, to avoid or even say it is not possible to manipulate things such as that. From what we are hearing now,
from the
with those
big bosses
commissions
of the SAPS
and the Malangas, I don't think we should be ruling out a lot of things that we have been ruling out. But it's okay, Abdul. We will accept that you are thinking like that.
Yeah.
It is
For
normal.
now.
It is normal to have such logic. More so if you go around hopping around and you find a certain group of people that speak as if they are in the toilet, and you would come back with that theory. It is possible. No, it is possible. There are certain minions that are speaking and saying things, and they sound very convincing. That's a problem.
That's the scariest part.
The scariest part is to hear a fool sounding very convinced and calling other people a fool. I'm sorry to say that, but it's normal, Abdul.
That is scary. That's some scary stuff.
Yeah, so it's okay. But can you imagine a situation where people like Bokwabin, who convened that so-called meeting as a relative of Sbiya, coming to testify? Yeah, Abdul. But it's fine. Let us wait for the defense to unfold.
Yeah.
You will hear things, Abdul. Your state has presented. Let us wait now for the right things to unfold. Now, Sbiya is given time to speak properly. Let it unfold when Sbiya. And if Sbiya lied, then Baloyi is going to point that he lied, right?
Yeah.
And let's hear how he's going to do that.
Yes, he still has an opportunity.
So it's fine. We accept that type of thinking. We must accept it. Let's continue.
Well, Malo gave the judge an opportunity, to try and correct himself. He said, on this aspect, would you like to correct the remarks that you made? The judge insisted that he repeated what Muzi said. That's all. That was an opportunity there. He didn't want it. Okay. Then Malo continued with the cross-examination of accused number 1, Muzi Sbiya, and he asked him how, and Sbiya said that he always referred to accused number 4, Mapisa, as his uncle because he's from his maternal side of the family. And Malo asked Sbiya and said, he tells me that is how he also knows you. And Sbiya said, yes. So Ngumalo then asked him, you said on that day you didn't know accused number 3, Mr. Mncube. And Sbiya said, yes, he did not know him. That's true. He first saw him at Boksburg Magistrates Court in 2020. And then Ngumalo asked him to confirm his number, which is 277937900137. Sbiya confirmed it. And then he said, according to the state, there's another number that belongs to you, which is 276077469949. And he asked if he knew that number. Sbiya said he doesn't recall his second number exactly, as he was using Telkom. So Ngumalo then asked him, you are aware that Exhibit S contains different numbers of accused number 3. From the cell phone numbers, there are 2 numbers that belong to you contained in the Exhibit S. And Sbiya said no. And then Ngumalo asked him, 2726688169 number from Ncube is contained in cell phone records, and amongst these communication, is there communication between that number and the number that belongs to you that ends with 137 and 749? Sbiya said no, there was no communication. Ngumalo then asked him, you said you know accused number 2, Mr. Ntanzi and Mr. Ntuli. Sbiya said yes, he knows them, and there is a host exhibit which contained communication between you and others. Sbiya said yes, and Ngumalo told him that it contained communication with him and accused number 4 between the 18th of June 2018 to the 19th of February 2020. Accused number 4 was using contact number 27713953801, and he asked for Sbiya to confirm that. Sbiya said yes, he was in contact with Mapisa, even though he doesn't recall the number, but he can confirm that indeed he was in contact with him. Remember, it's his uncle, right? Ngumalo then said one needs to stress this communication was some 4 years after the date of the incident, the 26th of October 2014. you can confirm this. And Sibia said, yes, I do confirm that we were calling each other. Ngumalo then asked, the state failed to get the details of that communication. What were you chatting about? And Sibia said that when he would call him, he would be checking on him and ask how he was doing. So Ngumalo then asked him, did you ever discuss the commission of the offense? And Sibia said, no, I never spoke anything about the death of the deceased. I know nothing about Senzo's death. Ngumalo then said there's another communication between yourself using the number 276077464749. Period of this communication was on the 29th of May 2020. Do you still remember that communication? Sibia said that he doesn't recall because this number he would would contact Mapisa with any number that he had or that had airtime at the time. So Ngumalo then said there's communication between my client, Mr. Mapisa, and the various accused persons before this court. The first communication was when Mr. Mapisa was using the number of 277139538081, and he was in contact with you when you were using the number 277937900137 14 times with 12 outgoing calls and 2 forwards between the period of 22 July 2018 and 19th of February 2020. Can you confirm that communication? Sibia said yes, he can confirm that they were communicating with Mapisa. Ngumalo then said Mapisa was using the number 277139538001 and was in contact with your number of 2783710629 on the 19th of February 2020. And Sibia said that he would not dispute because Mr. Mapisa and him were communicating at any time. Ngumalo said that he admits the communication between yourself. That's Mr. Mapisa. He admits the communication between himself and Mr. Sibia between the 18th of June 2020 to the 19th of February, not 2020, 2018 to the 19th of February 2020. And that is when they were phoning him using the number ending with 137. And Sibia confirmed this. Now, Ngumalo said he also admits...
When was accused number 3? That's accused number 4.
That's accused number 4. So he started off with asking if accused number 3 in his phone records, is there any number that he can say is his? And Sibia said his number is not on any of the records for accused number 3. But then they took the code log of Mapisa and there are numbers there that he called out, and Sibia did identify them as his to say that he was in contact with accused number 4. Okay. However, there has not been any contact or communication between himself and accused number 3. Yes. He is older than Tanzi. I found that out way back when I was doing research. I thought he was younger. He looks young, right? He's much older. I think he's almost 40 now, if not yet 40. He is much older, and he's much older than Tanzi. In Tanzi, I think there's an 8 or 9 year gap there. So yeah, he's much older, you guys.
So he's in the age of these ones.
Yeah, he's in the age, more or less in their age. Yes. And he's got grown kids too. Did you hear when they said some of them are applying at university last year when Ngomezulu wanted the ID? And he's got a wife too. So he's much grown.
Yeah, he is.
So Ngumalo then said he also admits communication between yourself when you were using the number ending 749 to the number ending 801. Such communication having occurred on the 29th of May 2020. Now this was before he got arrested. Please note that 29th of May he got arrested when on the 30th, literally the following day, right?
When was accused number 4, Mapisa? When was he arrested for his case that is 7?
The details of his case are not really publicly available. Yes, but what I heard on the Facebook rumor said that it's 2015 when he got.
So he was calling inside the jail. The conversation then was inside the jail.
I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
Or maybe he got arrested much later than that. Maybe
because I'm looking at 2018 conversation.
Hi, I'm not sure about his arrest. The details of accused number 4's case are very scarce.
Yeah.
They're not easy to find. So it's rumors on Facebook. What I'm hearing are people that are literally
because he's
speaking
serving his time there.
Yes. So Ngumalo then asked, he was using his contact number ending with 801 to your number ending with 137, such communication having occurred between the 22nd of July 2018 and the 19th of February 2020. Sibia said yes, and lastly he admits the communication between you when he was using the number ending 801 to the number ending 297. That communication having occurred on the 19th of February 2020, and Sibia said, yes, I was calling him to ask how he was doing. Ngumalo then said, he also instructs me that on these occasions when you were in contact with him, you were just checking on him. And when he would communicate with you, he would check you over the phone, and he had never discussed with you the killing of the deceased in this case, as he was not involved. And Spear said yes, he never said anything, and I also never heard him say anything about the death of Senzo, because I never said anything about the death of Senzo to him, So Ngumalo then said, you also knew the state's star witness, Mr. Constable Sizwe Skhumbuzo Zungu. And Sibia said yes. He started seeing him around 2017. But to know him, to be introduced to him, to know who he was, name and surname, it's where that was done in 2019 in Tembisa. So on the 26th of October 2014, he said he did not know him. And then Ngumalo then asked, do you know SNAKHO? And Sibia said yes. He knows him. He is from his family. So not only is he related to Gwabeni, he's also related to SNAKHO. And we talked about SNAKHO before. Back in the day when we discovered what we discovered on social media. I think it came via MC Menzisto.
Yes.
Yes. And he had done his own personal research, actually went down there to find out what is going on, produce receipts of hospital and tontons, and we were shocked. We were all shocked. But I'm glad the defense is now bringing it up. Because it was crucial evidence, and
but
people have been wondering.
But it was brought even during that time.
Oh, it was quickly smashed.
by Ngomezulu, I think.
It was brought up by Ngomezulu.
Yeah.
Because the judge was saying they never brought it up.
No, it was. It has been brought up, this thing, by Ngomezulu.
And then it was quickly shut because Velu Ngomezulu was looked at he was treated very hostile. Let us not even mince our words regarding that. It was happening live in 3D. We all saw it.
Yes.
Okay. It was a very hostile treatment. So if he had brought
That's
up
why
this
it's
situation,
easy for a judge to forget that thing
because
was
he's
brought.
never really held accountable.
He has never actually taken some of the things that Ngomezulu was saying serious.
Yes, including the Buthelezi brothers document thing where Gininda was calling it confidential, like he's working for intelligence. We will never forget. Never. We know these things we've been watching. It's very, very, very complex to have to not say anything when you see people are doing weird stuff. So then Ngumalo then asked him if he knew SNAKHO. And Sibia said he does know him. He's a family member of his. So he asked for the surname of SNAKHO, Ngumalo. And Sibia said the surname of SNAKHO is actually Sibia. Sibia, Mr. Anonymous. I had made an error there. It's Sibia.
It's Sibia.
Yes. So the judge asked him if it was the friend Zungu said Gwabeni shot. Ngumalo said yes. And then he continued to ask Sibia, the state constable Zungu in his affidavit made some 9 years later on the 31st of May 2023.
Yeah, someone is even saying it was brought by Ngumalo. In fact, it's a line of questioning. I don't know why he didn't defend it. And
man is the one who
Uzungu
brought
said
it up.
he does not want to talk about it.
Oh,
SNAKHO
and
is
then-
late.
So why is the judge acting brand new?
I'm telling you, that judge is there and just sitting, waiting for these things to finish.
Why is he acting like he's been closing his ears whenever it's time for the defense to testify and say their side? Why does it seem like that? I'm just saying it is, but how come he missed this? And the most troubling thing is that even when he does find it in the transcript, he's not going to come back and correct it
No, he doesn't.
or correct himself.
No, not that judge.
He will still find a way. He will find a way to navigate this whole thing. You watch, you'll see. Then Ngumalo said the state constable Zungu in his affidavit that he made some 9 years later. That has to be emphasized. I am glad Ngumalo put it there. 9 years later. 9 years later, the statement of Zungu after the incident. 9 years later, on the 31st of May. This 31st of May, the trial was ongoing. Yes, the de novo one. The one that Judge RATHA is presiding over. The 31st of May 2023. I think it started on July or something. Zungu was writing statement, which means prior to de novo, Zungu had not written any statement yet.
Yes.
When Tifo was there in the court, Zungu had not written any statement.
But yet these people were in jail. And that's a star witness.
So this statement was written at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the 31st of May 2023. And he states that after all of you entered the room of Gwabeni, he said that Zungu said that he took the 38 special firearm from Gwabeni and looked at it and asked Gwabeni if it was not the same firearm used to shoot SNAKHO in relation to the shooting incident that they said, Sibia. Sibia said he doesn't know anything about that, okay? What he knows is that SNAKHO was shot in 2017 on Good Friday.
Yeah.
They were all at the home state. And SNAKHO went to hospital. And he didn't pass away.
When was he shot?
2017.
2017.
Now, Ngumalo asked for the circumstances of the shooting. He asked if he knew who was involved in that shooting. Sibia said no, he doesn't know who shot him. Then Ngumalo asked him that after the 2017 shooting, did he survive? Sibia said SNAKHO was shot in 2017 and he survived. Ngumalo then said to him that the reason why I ask you this question, the manner in which it is formulated here, it is as if the shooting of SNAKHO had occurred sometime in 2014 or prior to the year of 2014. So you are saying that that shooting incident occurred in the year 2017? Sibia said yes. SNAKHO was shot in 2017. The version that was told here is non-existent. SNAKHO was shot for the first time in 2017. Then he got shot again in 2020 in Johannesburg and passed away. And at the time when I was reading through the social media, I think it's the sister who came out. And it turns out SNAKHO was shot in a drive-by shooting in 2020. So that was what had happened when I was digging the internet and looking at Facebook. And the sister had made a post. I remember that time. It was, Begu's pity. And she was emotional over the fact that his brother's name was being mentioned by Zungu in that court. And she couldn't fathom
They still
it.
don't know how their brother was shot.
They still didn't know how their brother was shot
And here's Zungu using it
in court.
for brownie points. Please press the like button, guys. Please. Thank you.
So So 2017 at home, he says that he went to the hospital and survived one bullet. This is 2017. He was shot once. He survived one bullet. The person who stated that information, meaning Zungu, stated it knowing that SNAKHO is no longer here to speak for himself. SNAKHO was shot in 2017 at Emakai on Good Friday. That's the home state for people who may not know what it means. So Nxumalo then said, so what I get from your response is that after that shooting incident, he received medical treatment. Sibiya said, yes, he received medical treatment. And Nxumalo asked him from which hospital. And Sibiya said, it's Benedictine Hospital in Nongoma. So the judge now wanted to ask something for his understanding. He said Zungu said that firearm was thrown into the water, the river, which shot Snuku. Gambizu Snuku manjit SNAKHO. And that was not disputed by any of the council here. And Zungu says SNAKHO was shot by Kwabeni. That was also never contested or disputed by the legal councils here. Then he asked Sibiya if he remembered Zungu's testimony. Sibiya said he does recall Zungu's testimony, you know. And the whole gesture, him showing him the hand when he's trying to respond, I found that very, very disturbing.
The man of the hands. You know what? I don't understand what is wrong, because this is the time to like basically, you know, we are still going to deal with the evidence of the ballistic. So now he's gonna say, yeah, because that was never disputed. What kind of court is that?
I don't
understand. They are disputing it now. They are.
And what if you don't have
the case
information?
Is not closed.
Because it happens. It's an ongoing investigation. It doesn't mean you as the defense also don't investigate. So if you don't have all the information at the beginning of this person bringing up all of these things, you're still yet to investigate. That means that when you are done with your investigation, you can't bring it to court because you didn't argue it at an earlier stage. How can you argue something you have no evidence of?
Of this case, the states made a point to say this investigation is still ongoing, even on their side.
Yes.
So why then can the defense be limited as if this case is stationary now, everything is done?
I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm like, why are there so many conditions after conditions for the defense? It's their time. It's their time. Whatever you feel was left out back then. This is the time for them to introduce.
Through the right
why can't you
witness.
let them do it? Let them work. Let them work. I think it's best if you keep quiet, because now I was cool. It's too much now. I've been trying. I'm like the whole week. Let me be patient. Maybe he will see the error of his ways. It's not happening. So when Sibiya said that he would like to explain the evidence of Zungu, the judge again did not want him to give him a chance. And he became all defensive, saying that he remembers Zungu's evidence. He said he can dispute it if he wants. You know, he's not going to argue with Mr. Sibiya, showing the hand. That's okay. That's okay. Like, yo, guys. Sibiya.
Once they wear those red gowns, they think they are untouchable, these ones.
They need to write a book, Labafana Laba.
I think they are demigods.
I must write books. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4. This journey, icon. It's for the strong, it's not for the weak. Can you imagine? Like a judge, like, as if you are guilty already. Sibiya then told the judge that Zungu is the one who knows about the gun that shot SNAKHO and where it ended up at a river or wherever. But SNAKHO was shot in 2017. The judge completely dismissed Sibiya and asked Baloyi and Nxumalo if he was correctly quoting Zungu. You know, he was asking Nxumalo, said that, Nxumalo responded and said, yeah, it's correct, but he had his own reservations. And he said, I'll leave it for argument. and he's taken note of what he said. Hi, this judge. Hi, Con. So it also seems like in his argument, maybe he wants to nail Gwabeni somehow. It seems like Gwabeni, I'm getting that sense and feeling that Gwabeni, for the possession of firearms thrown river in, it seems like it's something maybe
that
perhaps
will never stick, that thing. There is no evidence except the word of mouth. They can use it. They can use it as a scare tactics for Gwabeni not to come, which I doubt it's gonna be it's gonna stop this man from coming. I mean, he can decide not to answer on that.
Yeah, and then there's also the medical records from the hospital back in 2017. The wound itself perhaps has more information on what kind of a firearm was used there. Amen, amen. So Nxumalo then said on the 26th of October 2014, you said you never went into the company of the accused before court at the Basotho hostel. Well, Sibia said yes, he was never there, nor in the company of the persons that he's appearing with before court on the 26th of October 2014. Nxumalo said, I do understand that and appreciate that, but on the 26th of October 2014, were you the occupant with the co-accused on the vehicle, a VW Polo hatchback driven by accused number 5? Sibia said he was never an occupant in that VW Polo with accused number 5. This is where Mshololo stood to correct that it is an allegation that they were in that Polo that was driven by accused number 5. And then the judge said, no, he was stopping Miss Mshololo there, stopping her and saying, no, I'm not stopping you. Your learned colleague has posed the question. Let it be answered, and then you will get your chance to cross-examine if he was wrong or right or dreaming. Now, this is the same judge who put Zungu's version, that SNAKHO's version was never disputed, while Nxumalo did dispute it, right? He did dispute it. Now Mshololo is standing up to correct something. Tomorrow he'll be saying you didn't dispute that it's an allegation. What are the rules of engagement? They keep changing. The goalpost keeps shifting.
That's the order of the day.
Nxumalo then said, were you ever near the house 13511 Kutwanong Street on that day? And Sibia said, no, I was never there. So Nxumalo then said the state alleges that a cell phone belonging to Miss Kelly Khumalo was robbed, and after it was robbed, they took the direction to the hostel. Were you involved in that commission of the robbery? And Sibia said, no, I was not there. I know nothing about that robbery. And then Nxumalo asked him, is it also correct that when you were listening to the evidence of Zungu does not say that he was with you and your co-accused when he was planning the killing of the deceased at Basotho hostel, or when they were planning the killing of the deceased? Sibia said yes. Zungu testified that he received a call on the morning of the 26th of October 2014 that he was invited by Gwabeni to Basotho hostel as a gentleman. He said, my colleague referred to him as Makosonke. Do you know Makosonke? And Sibia said, yes, he knows Makosonke. His surname. The surname of Makosonke is Zungu.
Even yesterday you established that.
Yes, so Makosonke is Zungu. Or even Naye Zungu did say it in his statement that Makosonke was Zungu. On the 26th of October 2014 at Basotho hostel. And he wanted to know Nxumalo if he had met Makosonke on that specific day, the 26th of October 2014. Sibia said no, he never met him. On the 26th of October 2014, he was never at Basotho hostel. Then Nxumalo went to Mapisa. Now he said Mapisa will also tell this court that he never met Makosonke on the 26th of October 2014. Now he asked him if he knew Top Spa, And Sibia said yes, he knew it, and he asked if he's aware of the trading hours at Top Spa during the year 2014. And Sibia said he was not aware. Ngumalo went to the record of the 7th of September 2023, where Zungu said Makosonke was not found, and Gwabeni found Makosonke after some minutes. He could not remember exactly. After some minutes, Makosonke arrived, and Gwabeni informed him that Makosonke is no longer living. He said, and I quote, he told me that because he had spoken to him telephonically, Makosonke was no longer living anymore. Now, Sibia said he knew nothing about this, what Zungu had said concerning Makosonke and Gwabeni, because he was not there at the hostel on the 26th of October 2014. Now, Ngumalo also read where Zungu said that it took some time for Makosonke to arrive. Not that long, but it was some time. And accused number 4 and gave him the car keys. Sibia said he knew nothing. He was not at Basotong Hostel on the 26th of October 2014. Ngumalo read where Zungu said my piece. I was holding both his hands and clapping them in respect, as if when he was handing him the car keys. Do you remember that whole situation that he was describing?
You noticed that it could be Shembe.
Yes. Sibia said that he had no knowledge of that, which is quite interesting as well, because now he's using an example of Shembe, and we've got pictures now from back in 2014. That one where he's standing next to accused number 3. They're standing together in that picture, and apparently that picture is taken in 2014. Guess what? In that picture, he did not have a beard. So how did he come to the conclusion that Usonto was Shembe?
It's a now thing.
It's a now thing, ne? So Ngumalo read where Zungu said that he left 4 people and Makosonke said he was no longer leaving. Sibia said that he knew nothing about Zungu's story, as he was not at Basotong Hostel on the 26th of October 2014. If he says he was with me, he is not telling the truth. That's what Sibia said, because I was never at Basotong Hostel on the 26th of October 2016. Ngumalo read where Zungu said he dropped off Sibia at the next street and Muzi gave him directions of where he was staying. And Sibia said that he's not telling the truth. He never took him out of the hostel to drop him off outside on the 26th of October 2014. He was never at Basotong Hostel. Ngumalo read where Zungu said that he dropped off accused number 1 and said although he cannot remember where he dropped him off, it was outside the hostel. Sibia said Zungu was not telling the truth. He was never in his car. He never went and drove with him in his car. He was never there. He started knowing him 2017, and he knew who he was by name and surname in 2019. Sibia said there are no pictures depicted of him in court taken on the 26th of October 2014 with the other accused and the owner of that phone, which is Mnube's phone, and he didn't know him. So he doesn't have pictures. Those pictures that they are using in court, some of them are from 2014 when they went to those other hostels. I think they mentioned Mazibuko Hostel and George Koch Hostel. Sibia saying he was not there in those pictures. So the pictures that were being used to testify from Sibia, that they got from Sibia's phones, were from 2018. But the way they were perceived, it seemed like all of them were taken in one day on the 26th of October.
That's what the good doctor can do.
Hey, after the short adjournment, Sibia said he knew SNAKHO and he is born from his grandfather. Ute, Mr. Anonymous, because I had to write this one in Zulu.
Yeah.
Uzalwa umkhulu omncane kimi.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Usho ukuthi omkhulu bayalamana.
Oh, omkhulu bayalamana.
Therefore, ngokwesintu sethu.
Yeah.
They are brothers.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. Ngoba phela omkhulu mabelamana. You are brothers actually. Ningobhuti no sisi. Uma uthi omkhulu bayelamana. Ningabandawonye nini. Nendle encane mhlawumbe indle enkulu. Sekhaya ekhulu laphana uyabona into njengale usho ukuthi baphuma ndawonye laba bantu.
Okay, so
Kuhlukene izindlu.
in summary, for our non-Zulu speakers, it means they're from the same home, the same family.
You know, as a family grows.
By father relations, fatherly relations, it makes them more bonded.
As a family grows, obviously, I mean, other people decide to go and build somewhere. But
yes.
Where do you come from? That's what matters. Yabo. Nanokuthi mangabe kunama functions nidlele sithebene sodwa most of the time maningakadwi. Yabo lonto le.
Yeah.
Nidla ndawonye.
That's true.
Ngoba uqala ukuthi kuhlukane amalokhuzana ingqoko. Kuhlukanisa ingqoko mangabe senilwa ke lapho inkinga eqala khona. But nje ningaba ndawonye.
Yeah, that's true.
Yabo.
Well, Ngumalo said that during the year 2014, or asked Sbia, did he know where he was? And Sbia said yes, he was actually studying. SNAKHO was studying. He was studying at Falaza High School, Emakaya. And he was in grade 11. Ngumalo then read where Zungu said that whilst they were seated, accused number 5 requested a certain gentleman to ask him to give way because he was parked right behind him.
You know why they hate this testimony?
Why?
It is poking holes. Not even poking holes. It's actually, it leaves this theory that we have been told in a limbo. That, for example, SNAKHO was at school at the time when they claimed he could have been shot at some point. He was a high school kid.
His sister did come out and said he was in grade 11. You guys, he was.
So it makes things very difficult for a judge because basically this case is based on that and hearsay evidence. So he must make a ruling that is going to put these people in jail. But the theories that were put there and the people that were used to create that theory, they don't match. The timeline don't match. Those people were kids at the time.
Yeah.
Barely kids, actually.
And the age gaps are very big. Because now when you are saying SNAKHO was in grade 11, and here you are making him affiliate with 40-year-olds. Bomncube are above the age of 40, Ntuli and Mapisa. Even Sbianai. So you are saying that as a 16, 17-year-old in grade 11.
Yes, it is
his friends, acquaintances with people that are in Johannesburg while he's still in high school, Emakaya. Now, yeah, this is about to be very interesting. It's about to play out in a very interesting way.
It is correct that they had to cross-examine also. Because, remember, it's one, it's common purpose. Two,
yes.
Their clients are implicated by some of the things that Gininda alleges, the statements or the confession
yes.
has.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So they had to clarify such things.
And it's also not clear so far how the linking of the arrests. We can say, okay, for accused number 1, because they first started with arresting accused number 1, how did it lead to the arrest of accused number 2, and how it led to the arrest of accused number 3, and how it led to the arrest of accused number 4 and accused number 5. Because what I'm hearing is that the statement of accused number 2 is the one that links everybody. The confession with Magistrate Gronier. So, if that is the case, how come is there accused number 3 and accused number 4 and accused number 5? It means they are bound by what? By his confession. And Ngapa, the law is saying the confession is not binding. However, they are there standing as co-accused. So we still haven't had a picture, even though the state is done. we don't know what led to the arrest of accused number 3, accused number 4, and accused number 5. Even how did they move from accused number 1 to arresting accused number 2? That is also not clear, of which they managed to get a confession in front of a magistrate and a police officer, 2 different confessions. So the whole linkages of these arrests has also not quite been presented by the state, but we will wait. We are very patient so that Zungu could just reverse
So this
it.
is, in a sense, you can't put it as a cross-examination. This is more like clarity for the other defense side.
Yes. And to also close in the holes perhaps that he may have been left by his legal representative. Remember, you cannot just focus on one thing.
That the main aim of it, of this, that I know that there is the general rule of saying only one defense counsel can cross-examine each witness.
Yes.
That's where I think Lazaro is coming from. Mainly it is to avoid repetitive questions and all that.
But they've been
now,
given that condition not to repeat questions.
Yes.
So
that's where the judge can come in and then say, on this condition, that your clarity are not repetitive, you are coming with different things, and that's what has been happening in that court.
Yes. So it's to fill in the gaps, this cross-examination. To me, it is important because with every cross-examination, you kind of get a the picture now is being colored. You are beginning to see a bit clearer as to what's happening. You understand? Because the state left a lot of loopholes. They wanted what they want. They want to prove their case. So there's a lot of things like what I was just describing with the linkages of how they got to arrest all these 5 people. It still hasn't really made sense.
I think they are using what is called Section 166 of the Criminal Procedure
Which
Act,
says
the prosecutor or the accused or his legal representative may cross-examine any witness called against him, and thereafter re-examine may follow. This gives the right to cross-examine, but the court controls how it is exercised to avoid the confusion, repetitive, and intimidation of the witness. So, for example, let's say there were multiple accused with multiple lawyers, and this is the case that we are looking at right now.
yes.
Different accused person. Each accused or their lawyer has a separate right to cross-examine the same witness one after another. That is now Section 166 of, I think, 166 of 2, something like that. The court keeps the order. That's what the court does. And think you would notice now and then RATHA interfering, saying things.
So Nxumalo then said that the person who had requested for him to give way was accused number 5 because Zungu had parked his vehicle behind that of accused number 5, not accused number 4. And Sibia said that he had no knowledge because he was not there on the 26th of October 2014. Now, he was speaking to that scenario where Zungu was talking about him having to move his car so that accused number 5 can take his car he needed to move out of the way because he had parked and parked him in, So Nxumalo read where Zungu said that the other incident that he remembers was after Nkani left and they were sitting there with others. They had run out of liquor and drove an Uno that he thought was red. Sibia said he knew nothing about what Zungu was saying and he does not know Zungu or did not know him in 2014. Nxumalo went to where he said they went to Tops. Sibia said he had no knowledge of the Uno nor the knowledge of going to Tops. asked if he knew Absalom Ntlantleni Zungu. I don't know if I pronounced that name correctly. Is it Ntlantleni?
I don't know.
Ntlantleni. Absalom Ntlantleni Zungu. Spear said he knew him. So Spear also knows Zungu's father. He knows Zungu's father.
Kufanele phela uyazi ukuthi how let me like create a picture of why. I mean, Absalom Zungu is the Usakamuzi, according to what he's saying. Unesthembu. He's got a wife that side. Yes. He knows, and there's this bit of relationship that is there among these people. Because they are Zungus also. Then and now Usbiya is related because Uzaloga Zungu, in fact.
So there's some type of relations there.
Yes.
Because now I'm starting to see why Absalom Zungu has come forth to tell the truth or his side of the story.
Because
This thing has made life very uncomfortable for them as a family.
Yes.
Because how do you look the people that you grew up around and the people that you've shared most of your life with and the people that are distant family to say that my son is responsible for you guys' pain. Muzi was describing about how his parents were crying and everyone was crying while he was in chains and handcuffs, being brought home.
Welcome to membership side.
So at first I felt scared for the old man. I'm like, ooh, Giziakal. But now I understand why the urgency for him to make it clear that he had nothing to do with what his son has just done. It's for the family as well to say that this life, this comfortable life we've been living in Makhaya has now been interrupted by my son who wants whatever he wants.
Yes. Very selfish.
He's not even thinking about his tembu.
No.
He's not even thinking about his siblings. He's not even... Wow. All I can say is wow at this point. Can you imagine how much of a chaos he's created back home? And to think that he doesn't even stay there on a full-time basis. He never grew up there. He said he grew up with his mom, right? And then he creates all this chaos. I understand why the old man had to come out and say something. I understand. I get it. He was under a lot of pressure to fix what his son had done. So he said that is Constable Zungu's father. And he didn't mince his words in that interview. He didn't mince his words. I know it may sound like I should be saying allegedly, but I cannot say allegedly because that man did not mince his words. Go to that Daily Sun interview and watch it again. He did not mince his words.
Yes,
he said all sorts of things, and he was talking about how he was telling him, making him promises, and it's a lot. So I would just urge you to watch that interview again. And maybe you'll understand, maybe that's the urgency that he needed to make it clear that he had nothing to do with this. So that is Constable Zungu's father. Sibia said that in 2019, when he was introduced to Constable Zungu, they said that he was Ntlantlezi's son. So he's saying that when he was introduced to Constable Zungu back in 2019,
he knew his father. Yes, look, there's nothing amazing about that. That's logic. One kid went away with the mother, things maybe didn't work out with the father, God knows what happened. Then that kid knows a bit, drips and drops of what is currently happening around that area. But to show that he's missing a lot of things, he doesn't even know where these guys are coming from. He probably was told by someone and he couldn't articulate it properly, the story, to make it sound a bit believable.
Well, Sibia said that he knew Zungu's father even physically. He's from the same village.
Exactly. You see
He's
now.
from back home. So Nxumalo asked Bia if he had a discussion with Sizwe Zungu about the merits of this case as to how the deceased was killed, and Sibia said no, they were never going to talk about this case because he knew nothing about this case. And you have to recall as well that Absalom Zungu was placed in that confession as him having been the one who had
broke the story.
confess to him about killing Senzo
As they were fighting back home and whatnot.
Yay. So Bamfagile naye, he was there and they said he came and he made a statement. Brigadier Gininda also said Absalom Zungu, he took his statement in November of 2020. Or was it 2019? 2020. Or 2018, I can't quite recall, but somewhere around there, he said that he took his statement. Constable Zungu had came with his father to his office somewhere in Pretoria, and he took his statement. Absalom Zungu is saying that never happened. So I don't know. I don't know.
How are they going to bypass that evidence?
I don't know. Uzungu is denying. Absalom Zungu Tiena, he's never taken any statement. They must show him his fingerprints. They must show him. He wants proof. So Nxumalo then said, you said you met Constable Zungu in 2017 and again in 2019. What was your relationship? And Sibia said, when I saw him in 2017, I did not know him. I started knowing him in 2019. And I cannot say there was a friendship or a quarrel or any type of a fight between the two of us, or especially from my side. So Nxumalo then said, on those two occasions, 2017 and 19, did you talk to him? And Spear said no. Nxumalo then said, where were you on the 26th of October 2014? And Spear said that in 2014 he was spending a lot of time being at home, at the homesteads in Makaya, even though he would get a chance to come to Johannesburg and do something, run an errand or two and then return back home. However, when this news came up, he was at home. So recall that there was a time that the state pulled the nutties of him doing a driver's test and whatever. Yeah. So he's explaining that situation, that sometimes when he needed to get some other things done that he cannot get done in Makaya, he would come to Johannesburg, maybe stay for a bit and then go back home. But he was mostly based at home. It happens. This is South Africa, okay? Things don't go according to plan sometimes when you move to the city. So you end up, traveling back and forth. I know that happened to me a lot when I was a student. So you'll come to town, stay with a friend for a couple of days, get your stuff sorted out. Maybe you're applying for a job, or you're looking for something. It happens, right? So for some people may think, oh no, he's lying, but it does happen. When you can't afford to pay rent the entire year in a place for the entire year.
I have a problem with people who think like Christopher here.
Christopher.
When I talk to a misunderstanding.
Okay.
Yes. We are those interpreters, for example, let us start there. Most of them, they're not Zulus. They don't know shit most of the time of the things that they are saying. They
misinterpret. That's why I listen to Spear. I don't listen to the interpreter.
So as people who speak Zulu, you understand some of the things that they are heard there. Yabon?
Yes.
Uma uphika icala, ungalazi icala. Yabo? Ulphika ngaleso sikhathi. Yabo? Emil, did you know Mr. Anonymous Maybe, do you know, Mr. Anonymous, maybe Ubuzwa about the case that happened in 2014? The answer would be no.
No.
Right.
No.
Yes. So I'll pig it. You can say, yeah, I know, Mr. It's a very open question.
Yes.
You know, it's a very open question. Later on, yes, you know a person. You're not given that time. Oh no, I never. At the time, even now, we still say. At that time, I never met Uzungu.
Just saw him in passing.
So is it wrong? Okay.
Formally.
Okay, fine. Let's say it happened that the way they explained it, and then it was taken the way it was. Fine. But what do you do about the facts that are given in front of you, Christoph? What do you do about the fact that
they ignore them?
About the fact, it's a fact that SNAKHO was shot in 2017. It's a fact. There's a proof, right? It's a fact. It's a fact that SNAKHO was at high school in 2014.
Yes.
It's a fact. You can go around and get that information. And what is investigation? You look at small lies and overlook that, and then you say,
lawyers also investigate when they represent their clients, you guys. I know you are under the impression
honestly
that
speaking, it disturbs me.
They also investigate, so they cannot put something on record that they have no evidence of.
They have to wait for their time, for their investigation to come in.
Together, the paperwork, together the evidence, together. If I'm gonna say my client did not do this,
so let's say, I say, okay, I didn't know Emily in 2025. Okay, but the main point of the case is that did that thing happen around that time? What are the facts that were given by the main witness? He talks about things that happened in 2017 as if they happened in 2014.
And that is,
I mean, are you crazy enough to believe that? He talks about the gun that could have shot this person. I mean, Gwabin could still be coming to testify and say, no, that didn't happen. And then what are you going to say? Oh, these guys, they lie about knowing each other. They lie about knowing each other.
So what?
Okay.
Does that mean that they killed Senzo?
Do you remember what you ate when in 2014?
No, I don't.
Jeez, man.
In fact, at this point and moment in time, I can't even say I remember where I was when I first heard the news that Senzo had passed on. That's how far back it is. So if you were to come at me and ask me what happened, what were you doing on the 26th of October 24? I don't know.
So now we should crucify people for that. That they don't know where they were at 2014. In 2025. In 2025.
As if Tina, we have this superior memory that we remember what we even had
an elephant
Tina,
memory, as they say, an
3 years
elephant
ago.
memory.
When Zungu was testifying there on the stand, what was I wearing on the 1st of September 2023? I don't remember. Okay, I don't. So I don't understand this expectation of people. I can't.
Grow up. The main issue is that listening to what now we are listening to. People saying SNAKHO was shot, he went to hospital, there are records there.
So the plan
people saying that SNAKHO was at school. You can go to that school and get the records of SNAKHO.
Yes, you can get the records, even from the hospital.
Now, should we ignore all that?
We must, according to Christopher, and focus on him having a misnomer of not remembering, recalling exactly things, exactly how they were from 10 years back. Like even this issue
not
of
even
him,
10 years back, we are reducing it now. It's more than that.
More than that. This issue of him not being able to recall at 2014 whether he was in Vosloorus or he was back at home. It has also been made such a huge issue that it places him at the crime scene when it's not even placing him at the crime scene. In that, this is placing him at the driving school.
2012 2017.
And the traffic office.
2017. Let me make an example. 2017, I was in and out of Gauteng and Pretoria.
Yes.
You know, I was in and out because I was going to interviews and I would go back home to KZN. Have an interview, go back home to KZN.
I also had a period
So
like that in my life.
if you ask me, Mr. Anonymous, where were you in 2016? Because most of my time was spent at home in KZN, I would say I was in KZN.
Oh, yes.
Generally, my answer would be that. It will not be selective. So, no, I was in. Only when you probe. Now you are probing the days, and now you are reminding me that
days.
but the camera captures you around Pretoria, maybe Midrand.
Then you'd recall,
I had an interview there.
Yes. I was going for interviews there.
So now
I would go back home.
Great manje. But
I
just
mean,
because of that,
it's why is it seems like the minor things that any normal person would forget.
Does it change the evidence?
To highlight.
Does it change the evidence?
No, it doesn't change the evidence.
Has the state, with all that information that maybe some of them might know each other and all that, have they proven that they were in that house?
No, they have not. And that's a fact.
It's a fact.
That's a fact.
All they do now, just by being around that area, you are a criminal. Oh, this one is a criminal.
According to this logic, a lot of innocent people are going to go to jail.
Aye, man. So we need someone that was wrong. And fuck abantu wrong at jail. And that's what is currently happening even on the ad hoc committee. Most of you now are gonna now shift and say siyalimala si country. You know, certain things are just limaza. But just because people have this level of thinking, the way they think of, oh, this one, I just had this thing now. You ignore the rest of crucial, important things. You just focus on that.
I see the narrative is changing after that Mkwanazi recording now. Some people are now starting to...
and there's nothing wrong with that recording.
There's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
What's the problem?
But because of the thinking, we are going to go there. And we are going to collapse this whole thing on the basis of that recording. And then who wins? Who wins? The cartel wins.
It wins. It takes over.
Allegedly.
They want to take over. Allegedly, crime intelligence, they will take it over on a silver platter.
And no one is safe after that.
No, none of us are safe. None. So Ngumalo then placed the version of accused number 4 for Sibia to comment. And he said that he will tell this court when his turn comes, Mr. Mapisa, that he did not know accused number 2. He first met accused number 2 on the 26th of October 2020 at the Boksburg Magistrates Court. On the 26th of October 2014, he knew accused number 3 very well. He was his best friend. He knew accused number 5. Accused number 5 was his acquaintance. On the morning of 26th of October 2014, he cannot remember whether it was accused number 3 who came to where he was staying or whether he is the one who went to see accused number 3 where he was staying. But he says that at the time he was staying at the corner of Sintle and Judy Street in Manvin, Joburg. After their meeting, they then traveled in a white minibus Kumbi which belonged to Zenzele Mchunu. Mr. Zenzele Mchunu was the driver of this Kumbi, and the occupants of this Kumbi was accused number 3, Mr. Mnube, accused number 4, Mr. Mapisa, Mabungu Ntuli, Celimpilo Daonye, and Spiva Ntuli, as well as Linda Dlamini and Sky Njiani. So the Kumbi traveled to Katlehong at Spruit Mazibuko Hostel. A photo was taken there on the 26th of October 2014. That photo is in Exhibit S as photo number 9. Of course,
the photos that Zoom claims he took.
Yes. And of course, the judge wanted clarity on this one. And he said that it's photo of accused number 3 and 4. So it's a photo of accused number 3 and 4 together, right? We've seen one or two of it circulating on social media in the past. So it's accused number 3, Mr. Mncube, and accused number 4, Mr. Mapisa, in one picture. So Nxumalo emphasized that that photo was not taken at Vosloorus, but was taken at Mazibuko Hostel in Katlehong. It was taken on the 26th of October 2014 at 11:52. From there, this entourage left Mazibuko Hostel and traveled to visit Ngamuza Gumete at Lesedi in Vosloorus. A photo was taken there at 3:30. And it seems they were looking at the metadata. It's what Nxumalo was looking at, the metadata of the photos that was, I think, provided by the state. Nxumalo said that he had asked or was asked by accused number 4 to place it on record that this Lesedi is in Vosloorus, is not near the scene of the murder where the deceased was killed. And also you can recall that during Pinky Fine-Tilengam's testimony, she was using towers, right, to say that they're connected to certain towers, and Lesedi Tower was also there. So Nxumalo is saying that Lesedi is not at the crime scene. It's not at Vosloorus at Kutlwanong Street.
No.
It's a tower.
It's a tower, yes.
So if they were at Vosloorus, at the area of Lesedi, then it means they picked up the Lesedi Tower. Does that mean they were at Kutlwanong Street?
No. You know what this reminds me of?
What?
We are from villages. We find that a village far away from you is the only one that has the tower.
Yes.
And all of you are using that tower.
Yes, there are many villages.
So someone gets killed there in that village where there's a tower, and then someone places you using that tower there in that village.
Wait.
But the main fact that you guys are using that tower.
You can say you were around the area, but were you at the crime scene? Place the person at the crime scene,
and
whether they're in the area or not.
That's where they have dismally failed. Using DNA, they failed.
Yes, they were supposed to place them at the crime scene.
No fingerprints, nothing put these people there.
Nothing put them at the crime scene. Nothing. Even witnesses.
It's substantial evidence.
Well, except for Miss Popola. Yeah. Miss Popola into pointing at Ntanzi.
Who is one of the people that pointed wrong people at the first time before. So I'm on record and saying nothing puts those people there. Whether they lied about knowing each other or what, it's their business. But nothing.
The weirdness of it all, the ones who removed from seeing firearms with a wheel and then removing to not seeing firearms at all, but seeing the front and not being able to tell the difference between firearms.
How many lies have we had in that court from the state witnesses? How many lies? You come and point these few things here, and then because of that, people should go to jail.
I know, guys. I ngiyagilgibel mina leli bhasi leli. Ngiyehla. So at least he said they spent much of the day there. They then traveled to George Koch Hostel in Johannesburg. This hostel is in Johannesburg, and he said that his client instructed him that this hostel is not at or near the scene of the murder where the deceased was killed. Upon their arrival at George Koch Hostel in Johannesburg, he instructed him that they met accused number 5 who was from work, and a photo was taken. Now, he said this entourage is in photo number 17 of Exhibit S, and the photo was taken on the 26th of October 2014 at 17:28:39. The photo depicts accused number 3 and accused number 5, and one has to wonder, if Ntanzi and accused number 1, Muzi, as well as Zungu perhaps, are they in any of those photos that were taken specifically on the 26th of October 2014?
This main character, none of those pictures where he is there.
He's there. It was a gathering where
he pointed a certain picture where he says, that could be me, that could be me. That could be.
You must be sure that it is you. How can it could be? Like, it has to be you. You must be sure that is me on that picture. You know, it could be me. So people must now go to jail because it could be you. Think about it. Think clearly now. So from there, the Kumbi traveled to drop him off where he was staying at the corner of St. and Judy Street in Manvin, Johannesburg. He says that the time when he was dropped off at his place of residence was just after 6 p.m. on the 26th of October 2014. So he said that he instructed him that on the 26th of October he did not meet accused number 2. Sibia confirmed that yes, he never met with him on the 26th of October 2014. And then Ngumalo continued to say that his client instructed him that he did not act in consent and in furtherance of a common purpose to kill the deceased in count number 1 of the indictment, which is murder. He further instructs them that he did not share in the murder or the robbery in any way, as he was not at or near the scene on the 26th of October 2014, and he further instructed him that he does not know who is the mastermind. He was told in this court that Ms. Kelly Kumalo is the mastermind. He has never had contact with the mastermind, Miss Kelly Kumalo. And Sibia said yes. Ngumalo then said, and even though he knew accused number 5 never approached him with a plan he had received from a mastermind from the deceased in this matter to be killed. And he further instructed him that the section 205 records of the number 277276686169 is the number of accused number 3. And he perused these records. He also talked about photo number 47, which is in Exhibit S, which is a photo that was taken on the 26th of October, and another one which was taken, the first one was taken at 15:30:31 and another one at 15:19:32. Accused number 3 received a call from the number 2723995787, and that call lasted for about 65 seconds. The tower was phosphorus, and at 2016-19, this is 8 o'clock in the evening, there's a terminating call which lasted 165 minutes to the number 277-111-75387, and the tower is Holt Street. Now this number belongs to Msindo Zulu. He is in the contact list of the phone that belonged to accused number 3. And then he instructed him that he could not have been in Vosloorus or near the scene at Vosloorus on the 26th of October 2014, because at this time, 2016, at night, accused number 3 made a call lasting 165 minutes at Holt Street Tower in Johannesburg, not Vosloorus. So he could have been with accused number 3 at the time. So Ngumalo asked to approach accused number 4 for more clarity. And then when he came back, he said that he was done with his cross-examination. Mshololo, it was her turn, but she said that she would rather resume on Monday. She needed to prepare the transcripts of the questions that she had prepared for the witness. So Bale said that it's understandable their colleague had been away for 2 days. Whilst Bia said he had no objections after the judge asked him, the judge also said that he also had no objection, and court adjourned before 1 o'clock.
I got to show us dealing with a friend of the court. Right. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. Siyabonga kakhulu. Lindiwe, siyabonga Ngomane. Thank you, Sneh, Linda, Mkhwebane, siyabonga Lufate. Thank you, TP, Ngobeni. Thank you, Spamandla. Thank you, Mbulelo Moshani. Thank you. Ubani lo. Unanbu. Yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to read. Emmanuel Makanjera. siyabonga. Lindiwe Ngwane, thank you siyabonga. Lephane Qheshe, sibonge kakhulu Lephane. Lindiwe Bemba, I've mentioned you. Zigode Lanes siyabonga. David Tinashe Mubanga siyabonga. Queen of South Africa siyabonga. Lungsani Thondlovu siyabonga. Linda, I've mentioned you. Chris Neo Sihlakalo Nebza, thank you siyabonga. Okay, Mraul Ntrobel, thank you. Sebi siyabonga, sibonga kakhulu. Mayane Ndanganeni, thank you. Mbo Ntsingwane siyabonga. Snesbiya siyabonga. Sizwe 18, thank you. Ake sibone singakababoni. Koskoriza SA siyabonga. Botho Ramukante siyabonga. Hlanjiwe Sibanda siyabonga. Sifiso Sindane siyabonga kakhulu lapho Sifiso. Ake sibone ukuthi obani sibashiyayo. Ellis Namodi, thank you. Kelebohile. Modanga, our moderator, thank you siyabonga. Bongani Emmanuel siyabonga. Bongani Thobandube siyabonga. Skhulile Manzini, thank you. Didi Talks siyabonga. Roro Ntsinde siyabonga. Bani simshiya Ndanzi Nleya, thank you. La Kindlove siyabonga. Abdul siyabonga. Abdul yeah, we'll have differences. Tembelan Kanye, thank you very much. Asbone la Elise, I've mentioned Elise Nesbia Smiso Maqapunana siyabonga. Ubani simshiya hayi bafowethu. Ephraim Matlala siyabonga. Tsepiso Bambo, thank you siyabonga. Lindeni Hadeb siyabonga. Latita Buti siyabonga. Trevor Makatin siyabonga. Outpost siyabonga. Mpela sibonga kakhulu Mbali Nkwankwa siyabonga. Mbali Nkwankwa. Yeah, ubani sibashiyayo. Thobeka D siyabonga. Moderator Mbuso Zibula, thank you. Sibonga kakhulu Mzamo Mthembu siyabonga. Lola siyabonga. Sibonga nje kakhulu kuba khona wakho Lola, ever being present. Matseleng Madubedube siyabonga. Matseleng Madubedube sibonga kakhulu ukuthi ube khona. Daniel Sateche, yeah, thank you siyabonga. Chico Metias, thank you siyabonga. Nombeko Valencia siyabonga. Sugar Charlie siyabonga. Larry Mohope, thank you siyabonga. Uhlanjiwe Sibanda, I've mentioned. Try more Moyo, thank you siyabonga. Try more. Gugu Yuvon Mkwanazi, membership. Morning Gang is here after 2 days proceedings. Why is Ratha so angry? He's even shaking. Asazi ukuthi uthinto ubani, uxotshe ubani. Asazi nathi. Innocent Kumede siyabonga. Neo F2 siyabonga. Sizwe, I've mentioned you. Pamela Sisane siyabonga. Mamzita siyabonga kakhulu. Ububani sibashiyayo futhi angifuni ukushiya umuntu i-weekend. Neli Chua siyabonga. Tumeka Marala siyabonga. Wathu bani? Chalmas Khoza or Kalmas Khoza siyabonga. Lazola Boyo siyabonga. Lazola Phindile Vilane sibonge nje bafowethu. Press the like button. Thokozani siyabonga Thokozani Hamilton Mazuze siyabonga Hamilton siphinde sibonge futhi ukuthi umongezi Madlebe join the membership siyabonga lapho Makwande Madlebe positive energies siyabonga lapho membership yeah Christopher Bengu bekhona no Christopher impela uke wabeka futhi naye uthi these guys lied Ignatia Jimenez siyabonga angazi noma benifuna ukukhona bangisengibiza amagama phela ilapha enisuke seningazama khona mhlawumbe ukuthi for asenivali cha aselivali ucingo Judge Ratha is suffering from a condition that is called dogmatic
yeah
allegedly it's not a medical condition but more like genetic disorder and the person that hired him is exploiting it. This is defined by rigged and inflexible belief and he becomes close-minded close-minded, yeah, to new ideas and arrogant assertion of one's own opinion, intolerance of different views, and resistance to change. With this kind of a person, you don't even need to pay him to go and protect the idea that the idea that he believed, they now believe. That's why I don't think Ratha was paid or any of that. It becomes worse when someone is older or getting old like he is. All is alleged.
Allegedly. But I did a Google search. Asserting personal opinions or beliefs as if they're certain and unchangeable. Doesn't that sound familiar? Without regard for evidence or other perspectives. Doesn't that sound familiar? We're not saying that that's the case. We're not qualified to diagnose people with personality disorders, but no.
Or someone is saying that in that ad hoc committee, the exact meaning of what was happening there is waffling.
Waffling. It's not that the political killing task team should not just focus on the whole.
It's a long explanation that you don't even want to go through that. Press the like button.
It must go through the whole of South Africa. It's the South African citizens that are should be prioritized.
Yes.
And it's dealing with the elites is not.
It is annoying. Chuku Anna, thank you. We appreciate you. Zoli, thank you, Sabonga. It is annoying. Very annoying.
I haven't listened to Senzo Kudu like that. I'm only seeing clips.
He's just explaining a lot of things. Dia Tulani Sabong. Yeah, he's just press the like button, guys.
Auntie, he's talking like we are all
super knowledge sharing channel. Thank you, Sabong.
Oh my God.
Zugo M, thank you. Thank you for an update. I want to but into Wamanje. So you born Chuku An has mentioned to you Tumsani Manyoro.
Even you don't want to deal with it.
Webster Fortune. Thank you for Webster.
Guys, was he that bad?
Toby Dube, thank you. Ellen Manyiko Sabong. Yeah, it's it's in fact the right term is waffling. Please press the like button. Someone said, hello, Mzansi, hello.
Hey, hi, Misano.
Hi, sir, how are you?
Greetings to CC Media as well. Okay.
Hi.
I'm good. Thanks for taking your time on a Friday night for putting up the show and giving us the opportunity to call in as well. Thanks for the show.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. Miss Anna, I've got a question. You know when the judge made that ruling to rule was it section 273 to say the accused they've got a case to answer. They must come and answer the question. They've got a case. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
My question is, does the fact that when Constable Zungu was putting his version, the fact that the advocates, the defense attorneys, they did not dispute what you are saying, does it mean what he's saying the truth? Is Zungu telling the truth, or you need to wait for Sbia to come and tell his story and then you make a judgment?
Yeah, I think no, it doesn't. It doesn't. I think the judge's point of view is that you were supposed to debunk through the cross-examination.
But Mr. Ano, if I'm going to be given an opportunity to put my side of the story and also put supporting documents or supporting evidence, you must also listen to my story without saying, this was never disputed.
True that.
Yeah. So, because I'm a layman, I'm an accountant by profession, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm listening to the story and say, but how do you then make already like what Zungu said is the gospel truth, and then what Sbia is saying is not the truth? Because if Sbia comes and then is able to prove that SNAKHO was stood in 2017, this incident of the gun that we are talking about, the 2017, then if you have to compare the two versions, which one would you take?
The one that has proof.
Yes, because the one that Zungu said, it was just word of mouth with nothing. Yeah, and I would not have expected Nisi Numalo to have put that version. And remember that time, Mr. Anu, when this version of SNAKHO was popping, they were all popping in a social media, TikTok and all that.
Yes.
Now, they got the opportunity to go and investigate, get facts, and now they're bringing them. Because we could not even discuss them to substantiate them. Because you would say, what if the person who's making this video is lying? I don't know. But now, they're bringing it to court as evidence now.
Yes,
that's true.
And I was happy, when they asked Sbia, do you know the hospital? Sbia did not even hesitate to say which hospital. He just said, and he even told us the day it happened.
Yes.
Good Friday. Good Friday, and he was taken to this hospital. So if he's then, the documents must come and say, yes, he was shot on Good Friday, he was admitted, yes. And then it means what he's saying is the truth.
Yes. That is true.
And unfortunately, there is nothing that will change the fact. When SNAKHO was shot, it will not change. Please don't mind the version of who is saying what, but when it happened, it will not change. You cannot go and backdate his shooting to 2014 if it happened in 2017.
No.
There are so many players that are involved for you to be able to pull that one off. So many players. Yeah. And the hospital, it should just show us what was the incident. Yeah. And what surprised me is SNAKHO is a Sbia man. So I can look at the Sbia's name, the clan of this Sbia guy who's providing testimony, and feel for him, man. That you go through all those unfortunate incidences, and then your son, probably who didn't do anything, is now being implicated in something that he doesn't even know. Yes, yeah. It was just that point. And then I'll quickly cross over to the ad hoc committee. I'm sorry, I'm not going to mention names, Mr. I'm just saying, based on what they I don't want if they suspended minister. I think it's a suspended or on leave, special on leave. Based on what he's saying, you even wonder. I used to have respect for that guy, but after I listen to him, I say no, Mr. Ano, a minister who will say to his chief of staff, "Can you record the phone call?" You can't do that, man.
No,
As a minister, because a minister is someone who I'm holding in a high regard. Someone who should know better.
Yes.
Yeah, it's better for the minister to come and throw his chief of staff under the bus and say, he's the one who recorded. It's great. not to say, I'm going to protect my chief of staff and say, it's me who said so. I said, nah, this just looks very weird.
Yeah. The sketchy situation.
It's a lot of wrong that you realize that if a minister can do this, just think about any other ordinary police guy, what he can do or what he's capable of doing. If a minister can do that. Yeah. But the minister for me is it's a journey. His political journey has been good. And for me, according to me, Mr. Ano, Mkulu, the conflict of interest in political killing justice. Because the guys that the political justice is investigating in Kezetan, it's probably people that he knows. Yeah. And if there's, I'm not Mr. Ano, I'm not a political guy, but if there's a death of a politician that touched my heart, it's Cindy Sumagaka death. It did touch my heart how he was killed, man.
Yeah.
And by his former comrades, the same guy that is the one that killed him.
Yes.
Yeah. So, looking at it, I say, this minister, I don't know if he's going to come back as a minister or whenever he comes back as a minister, but I will not take him serious, this guy.
Yeah.
Because, and because he's linked to my Senzo, Meyiwa, the one with my heart, because he was the premier that time. He was the premier in 2014. Okay. Thank you, Sano, for giving me this opportunity. Take care.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All right.
I heard in that recording, Kwanazi actually trying to warn him, giving him the benefit of the doubt, sounding so sober. And I'm like,
someone is saying that procedure that the defense embarked on, it has been questioned as unprocedural and Criminal Procedure Act. Advocates mislead the evidence in chief. The state was supposed to cross-examine. Can you please clarify? No, I think I've clarified that. It is not something unheard of. Zanzi, hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
My brother, I'm trying. I'm taking it day by day. Your work, guys. I've said it before. It is excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The world. When I imagine the world, I mean South Africa, needs such revelations of understanding. Because sometimes we lack proper understanding. We speak out of our necks. We have no idea of what is happening out there. So it is sometimes very helpful, and most of the times, if not all, that you help us understand what is happening endaweni esingayiboni thina. Yazi mfethu kubuhlungu that okwenzakalayo esikubonayo nanamuhla. If we think about what we believe in, that the system that we have, it takes one man ukuthi ekhulume iqiniso, and then everyone shivers. Isho ukuthini leyo nto leyo? It took just one man ukukhuluma iqiniso. Wonke umuntu ngathi ufuna manje ukuyongena esibayeni samankonyane. Usaba ini? Ngathi inkomo ekhishwa ngapha esibayeni ukuthi ungayongcela ukuthi sihambe thina siyodlubisa. Senza kanjalo ngale. Hey, kodwa bafethu ngicela niqhubeke nomsebenzi wenu ngemncanywa.
Thank you.
Dala ngilokhu ngihluleka ukungena kule show. Ayikho lento esiyenzayo. Akuke kwenzeka iqiniso. Liyabonakala. Kodwa ngathi omunye uNkulunkulu emuvikele. Nama kufanele njengoba wakwasho lowo muntu ukuthi yena uyakwazi ukuthi ehambe eyoyilahlela phansi nami ngayilahlela phansi for lowo muntu lowo wakusho lokho ukwenzile sikubonile noma kungathiwa abanye bathi unamaphutha akhe nami ngakuzama nami ukuthi for him asibonga bafowethu ngiyancane
Siyabonga.
ngicela niqhubekele nje phambili ningawuyeki lo msebenzi nalabo ekuthiwa benze okuthile kuthiwa babulala uSenzo ayikho leya nto leya siyabonga bafowethu.
Thank you. Right, Emily, ngivumele ngivala. Siyabonga bafowethu, sibonga all of you that called. Thank you. Siyabonga. Sivala nje kanjani.
Siyabonga guys, thank you so much for everything. For
Press the like
support,
button
for
though.
tuning
Subscribe.
in. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Press the like button on your way in, your way out. Thank you. We appreciate you. It's a bye from me.